to house, by the Eastern States Exposition, to house horse shows and cattle shows during the exposition. At that time, it was only 7 days.
What an excellent job.
This is great.
The ice was put in the first year, 1926. And does anybody have any idea how much dirt there is here in yards, cubic yards?
A lot.
No, you're not answering. You're not answering.
You know the answer.
Because I know you know.
What are you doing in the Pompeii?
A lot.
Get the hell out of here. What's the
Thanks,
question?
Jim. I'll see you next week. Thank you.
What's the question?
How much dirt is in there?
All of it.
All of it.
Correct. There is 1,200 yards of dirt in there. That's 100 truckloads of 12 yards each. When the ice was put in here, they dug the dirt out, and it was all dirt. So they put the pipes on, under, down about 18 inches, and they froze it, and that was fine. Then, in 1942, because my father bought the team in 1939, in 1942, he said, this costs a lot of money to get all the dirt out of there because it had to be done by hand. I mean, I'm talking about like this. So he decided he'd put the floor in. So there is 9 miles of black inch and a quarter black steel pipe in here going this way, encased in the cement. It's 18 inches down is the cement. It's still there. The pipes are still in there, but there might be a few leaks. In 1946, as soon as he put the pipes in, the Army came in and said, get out. So he didn't even get a chance to do any preservative in the water, in the pipes or anything. So he came back in 1946, and I'll show you some scars on my knuckles, chopping out the cement where there was to fix the pipes. Anyway, so the pipes are still there. Not usable, not used anymore. Now, this area right here is called the vomitory. There are 4 here in the 4 corners. Before World War II, there were seats here. These were not here. And the doors going to the outside were not there. But if you remember or heard about, you don't remember, but you heard about the Coconut Grove fire in 1942, where a lot of people perished, the government said, okay, for every so many seats, you got to have so much egress. So right after the war, they took these boxes out of here and the seats out of here, and they put these in. There's 4 there, and built the doors going to the outside. Now, in 1940, something happened in this building that has never happened before or since. See those green curtains up there? Behind the green curtains are windows at both ends. From the outside, they're all, I don't know what they're all boarded up now anyway. But in 1940, my father said somebody must have come to him. I don't know the story. That was almost BT. That's before Ted. And they said, we want to put a ski jump in here. So they took some of the windows out, about the middle third, built a ramp up the outside, put the ski jump in here, and the skiers came from outside through here, ski jump, land, and finish down here. So that was one show. I mean, it was a weekend. And the third of the ice that was down there, they had people do figure skating. Evelyn Chandler, who at the time was a very famous skater, she did an exhibition here. So, when my father had the building, there were different, these green seats were not permanent like they are now. There were box seats, kitchen chairs in there. And inside the railing, between this railing and the hockey dasher, was 3 rows of seats. There were 745 seats in there. So there was 5,934 seats in this building for hockey. When Ice Capades came to town, we put another row in front of that. So there was another 300, 250 something. Anyway, I have to tell you a story about this building. It's an old building, built in 1916. In the late 50s, my father said, you know, if we have a fire in this building, we're out of business. So he said, and you could smoke back in those days in here. The floor's all wooden. He said, you're going to have a fire watch, okay? He says, you're the fire watch, me. I came here at about 6 o'clock on Saturday morning after working all day Friday and a hockey game Friday night, getting home about midnight Saturday, get here about 6:30, work all day. Now I got to do the fire watch till about 2 o'clock in the morning. But I got Jack, when I did the fire, Jack came Sunday morning, opened the building. Anyway, so I made my rounds all around with I had a 5-cell flashlight at the time, not this 2-celler. And so I checked everything. Everything's fine. I go out, I go up to Snappy Hot Dogs. You may not remember that. It was a little hot dog joint up the corner, up the street a little bit. Get something to eat, because it had been since like 5 o'clock, since I had anything to eat. So then I come back, and there's one 100-watt bulb in the front entrance over there. So I walk in, and in those days I was carrying, I had a 38 right here, and because I was going to the bank, and who knows what was going to happen, and a building like this. So I got the 38, I got the 5-cell flashlight. I walk in the door, there's no lights on except that one 100-watt bulb. And I hear somebody, I bet you dinner, you pick the place, somebody's walking in section 6, 7, and 8, row H or G. Somebody's walking up there. I heard. So I go underneath the seats and I come out the vomitory there in section 3. And I say, what am I going to do? So I got the gun out and I got the flashlight. I said, I know. I'll peek over the thing and I'll go like this, figuring if I go fast, they won't be able to duck down. So I go like that. Nothing. I'm looking. So I walk around here, go underneath the seats over here where the electric room was, and I turn every light on in the place. My father would have had a heart attack. Turn every light on, everything. Then I go up there, and I'm walking around, and I got the gun in this hand, and I got the flashlight in this hand, and I'm looking. I'm in every row up there. Nothing. There was absolutely nothing. Now I'm going to tell you something. It was a windy night, and this being an old building, it creaks, and that's what it was. The building was creaking, and like I say, I'd have bet dinner you picked a place that there was somebody walking up there, but there wasn't.
It wasn't ghost, not ghost.
It wasn't a ghost. But there might be ghosts in this building, because there's a couple of people that I know that have been in this building, and they say, there's ghosts in there. Anyway, what else was I going to say? Oh, my father's office when he came in 1939 was on that wall